Flippin' Fantastic Podcast, episode 23. My phone's going off. I'm Alicia the Inked Picker.
And I'm Mo87 Official. Hello, everyone, and I hope everyone had a good week, a good weekend, and that it has a good week, because by the time you hear this, the week will be over. Yeah.
Looks like we've been doing the podcast for about 5 months. I just put 23 weeks is how many months? That makes, 5.29 months.
Yeah.
But it feels like a long time so far.
Well, almost 6 months. That's a long time. And it's every week, not every podcast. I mean, some do, some don't. Depending. So what have you been up to?
A lot of stuff. So it's just been busy. So like I said last week, I believe I mentioned I shampooed all the carpets in my house because I bought a shampooer. So my OCD brain's like, oh yes, now the carpets are clean.
The question is, did you buy it new or did you buy it used?
I did buy it new. Just because, I don't know, with carpet shampooers, I don't know, it kind of grosses me out.
I don't know, like you don't know who's been. I did, I did buy, I haven't used it yet. I bought it recently. One of those like little green machines.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I want to clean it out first and see, just because, and it's not like, I don't even have carpet except upstairs, and it's beyond being shampooed at this point. Like, it needs to be replaced. We put wood floors downstairs, but the couches, I don't know, between my kid and the dog, like drooling on it, the kid and like my kid, spilling crap on it. I kind of wanted to see if it worked on there and then maybe sell it, but I wanted to use it first. So,
yeah, I was just like, we've been in this house, like I said, 2 years. I'm like, I think we need it because we have, 3 cats, a dog. I try not to wear shoes in the house, but sometimes it happens. And
same here.
Stuff like that. So, but anyway, so I did that big project, and I'm like, I need another big project. Well, there was kind of this talk of like,
it's a lot of work. Like, we had
it did take me like a week,
and I did it before.
Yeah, I like moved everything out of the way. Like, here in my office, I moved everything except my desk right here. Shampooed all that. Then I went out to the little hallway section out in my basement, slowly worked my way up it because I had a big industrial fan, so I'd do a little section, make sure it dried up nice, move everything back over. Then there was this whole talk. My husband and I were possibly thinking about moving. We saw a house that we really liked, but our interest rate that we got for this house is just so good that it just doesn't make sense to get a new house. So we're like, okay, we're gonna stay here. Now we have plans to build a little outbuilding on our property for my eBay stuff, but also for more store, like a bigger metal building. So now we're staying here. So I'm like, okay, so since we're staying here, we've solidified that. Let's, start doing things to this house because like we haven't done much to it. Right? We haven't done much. And I'm like, first off, I freaking hate this white trim. I hate it. Upstairs, it's a mess. Like, we have a robot vacuum upstairs, so every day it goes off and it scuffs up the white baseboards, and you can see like just black lines on it. And I'm like, I hate it. So we went to the hardware store, or Menards. If you're from the Midwest, you know what that is, but it's basically like Home Depot or Lowe's. I got black paint, so I'm doing black baseboards. I'm so happy. My husband wasn't so sure about it, but I'm like, it's just a temporary fix until we can pay somebody to come and actually do really nice trim on our whole house, because they use like the cheapest white plain trim, and it's just not the best. But I was like, just to get that out of the way for now. So I'm currently working on that. I started it yesterday. I'm doing it all pretty much by myself. I told my husband, I'm like, let's just get the supplies and I'll work on it. Like every day I'll tear a couple of pieces off, sand them down, paint them. So now we're doing that. I'm starting upstairs, but maybe by next week I'll possibly have black baseboards. So I'll take off all those, and then around the doors, I'm going to leave all the doors white. So we're working on that. And then I went to the doctor last week because I'm having like a throat issue. Like if I talk for like an hour, like we do with the podcast, usually afterwards my voice is, or my like I get really hoarse or sore in my throat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can't talk for long periods of time. So
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I have an issue. So they tested me for mono and strep, came back negative, and they're like, okay, we're gonna take you to a specialist. So I'm like, okay, I hope it's all fine. And I also have
Yeah.
like a numb spot in my back that I've been dealing with, and they put me on steroids for that for a few days, and I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, that's kind of weird. Um, didn't help at all. Like I still feel the same. So I went to the chiropractor yesterday, and I cracked a lot. So I'm hoping
You're brave. I
maybe I
wouldn't do
feel a little bit
that.
better.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not like, where is it numb? Like on your spine, on the
like
side?
in my mid back,
Hmm.
um, like kind of right below my shoulder blade, but on one
Yeah.
side of my back only.
Oh,
And
that's
I
weird.
like to sleep on my side or my stomach, so I
Mm-hmm.
think maybe in my sleep I maybe sleep wrong, but it's been pretty bad for the past like couple weeks. And they're like, "Oh, you got to go get x-rays, and if nothing comes up with x-rays, then you got to do an MRI." And I'm like, "That sounds like a lot." I was just hoping to see what they would say, but we'll
Right.
see. I'm like, or it could also be I'm just lifting a lot, or I'm just really stressed out. Could be that, but dealing with that. But anyways,
Yeah.
and on top of that, I've had been really busy with sales. Oh, and
You've been getting a lot of
my
sales.
clothes rack in my trailer
Oh,
broke.
busted.
It collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
So we also went at the same time we bought paint, bought some brackets, and my husband put up one. The thing is, we wanted to do it where I had like two layers of like rods, so I could have like
Mm-hmm.
shirts on one part and then pants on the bottom part. Uh, we ended up putting it so low that the pants one doesn't fit underneath. So
Oh.
right now my trailer's all just disheveled because my husband's like, okay, we can, lift that one up so we can have two layers of clothing racks in there.
Mm-hmm.
So now my trailer's a mess and I have like 20 something orders to pack up. And it's been a lot. Staying really busy.
Yeah.
Lots of projects. We've got other projects to do too. We spent quite a bit of money at Menards, so we have a lot of projects to be working on. And on top of that, we have a bunch of family coming next week.
Oh
So
yeah, you're having your big
so
party.
if we have kind of a deadline to finish some stuff, like the trim I'd like to finish by then. So
Yeah.
oh,
I
anyways, what
when
about you?
I was just gonna say first, when we do paint, when we paint, that's my
Hmm.
job. I do all the trim, and we have like, yours looks pretty like, just, is it just plain? Like,
Yep,
no.
it's just flat.
Yeah.
No
So
no
we have
little.
the like, little things. Not that that makes
Mhm.
much difference, but that's my job. I paint the trim and the doors, and like, that's on the list for the summer. The kitchen and our bathroom really need it. A lot of places need it, but I'm going to do those two places first. But I always do the trim. I make him do the rest. He used to do the
Mhm.
ceiling and the walls. And I get the trim. And I just get like, I get a certain type of brush.
Mhm.
When we first moved in and I painted the trim in the front hallway, when you come in the entranceway, I taped everything off with painter's tape. And I wanted to jump off a bridge after that because that's just like, it takes so
It's
long.
very
Yeah,
meticulous.
my dad's like, and even when you take the tape off, sometimes it bleeds a little, or if you let it dry too much, it pulls the paint off. My
Mhm.
dad's like, get a really good brush and just be really careful with
Do
that.
it
And
by hand.
that's what I do now. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that's my painting. But yeah, it's been a week here without the $1 million sales you have. So my dad has to have open heart surgery, but we're not sure when it's going to be. We have a vacation in mid-July, so I don't know if he's going to be able to come, and that sucks.
It all sounds busy.
I talked about it. My sister already, I talked about my sister, so that there's
Mhm.
that. So, but that, my dad's 82, so my mom's like, they're like, oh, we do it on 90-year-olds. So I'm like, ugh, but he's diabetic, so he can't get the stents put in like people do for
Mhm.
blocked arteries. They're gonna do bypass, so, or they don't like to do the stents on diabetics. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure why. So, but that's like, It's like when I feel like, oh, my anxiety's good, and then it's like, some crap happens. I
Like,
mean,
ooh, something
otherwise,
needs to happen.
I mean, my dad is fine. Like, he hasn't had a heart attack, he's no symptoms, he doesn't have chest pains or anything. So I don't know when it's gonna happen, but that was, yeah, that sucks. But I
Sounds like
did,
both of our lives are pretty hectic right
yeah.
now.
Well, and mine's like just my mom. Oh no, my husband was like, because today I drove my mom to an appointment this morning. I
Hmm.
mean, my mom drives herself, but this one's kind of far, and she has like really bad like arthritis and slip discs and stenosis in her back and everything, and this
Oh
stress
man.
just makes it worse. So she's been getting like the cortisone shots between that and her hips, like she got arthritis.
Hmm.
And so I drive her up to that. It's a little farther away than she likes to drive. It's more back roady, and plus she's getting those shots. So
Yeah.
like, cause she still does drive. They both drive. But yeah, so I drive people to appointments. My husband's like, I guess if there's certain income wise, like you could get, Drew's like, you could, he's like, you might be able to, that's my husband, you might be able to get paid. But then he's like, oh, like he makes too much of my parents' income is like, they're not like
Hmm.
below poverty or anything. But like, I guess if you do that kind of thing, like there's government services. I don't know. That's what he said. But like, sometimes I don't. Oh, I sold
I'm not.
something.
Ooh, what'd you sell?
Something that I just listed. Some coasters.
There you
Not for
go.
big money. $15. But hey, I just listed them.
Something.
Woohoo! So I did. I wasn't gonna go sourcing last weekend, but like when I looked
Hmm.
on Wednesday, or Thursday, I looked. I was like, let me just see what's around because my son swims on Saturday mornings.
Hmm.
It's just summer swim league. It's nothing. It's no big deal. But like you sit there for a couple hours, and it's hot. So anyway, and I have so much stuff to list. But the good estate sale company. I mean, he calls himself a tag sale. I mean, he prices to sell. He prices for resellers.
Hmm.
Nothing's like overpriced. Like you're getting good deals no matter what. It just depends on if there's stuff there that you want to buy.
Hmm.
Um, so he had a sale. So Friday it started in the afternoon. So I went to that, and then I did go to the Rare Friday garage sale. This lady,
Ooh.
she's the one I bought a whole bunch of like little bags of toys and books, like cookbooks and vintage cookbooks and other stuff from her a couple months ago. They're
Hmm.
moving eventually, but I think she's just in stages cleaning out like her hoard. So I got the Polly Pockets I posted about. So
Ooh. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
nothing big money like yours, but there is one that's like a little, I didn't bring them up with me. There's a little like, it's like a little necklacey one, like a flower. I think it's she's listening to music. She's got her headphones on in her bedroom.
Hmm.
And that one's I think like $35.
That's still
And
a
then a
good
couple
one.
little houses and a couple little people, a couple little Polly Pockets. So that's gonna what I spent like for both sales, that'll cover it plus. So I'm happy about that. And it kind of gave me, I had I shopped. So, but otherwise, I didn't go anywhere else. There didn't look to be much on the weekend. Those were basically the main two things that I did. Did you source anything? I know you were away.
Oh yeah, we sourced a lot. This weekend was crazy. Again, like I just come home and there's just a huge pile of stuff in my kitchen when I get back. My basement's pretty full of stuff. I've been working on listing. It's a constant cycle right now, but I know soon it will slow down, so I'm trying to push through. But I'm just like
Hmm.
I just need like one weekend where I don't have any sales so I can like get
Yeah.
caught up on house stuff and eBay stuff and just personal stuff.
Yeah.
Like I
Hmm.
need time to do my hair, my nails. Like I haven't had time.
Me too.
I haven't had time to do much of
It's the
anything. It's
same.
just like it's constant like work, work, work. But yeah, I did go to sales, found some good stuff. I can't think of anything right now because it's just time's been passing so fast. Um, yeah, just rolling with it. The trailer's full still trying to just get stuff out, put a lot of stuff on sale, getting back on people's inquiries on eBay, like, oh, can you get the measurements for this? Oh, can you do this? Like, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just
Yeah, somebody
a
somebody
lot.
over the weekend, because it was a long weekend, and
Mm-hmm.
like we didn't have to ship yesterday, and then it's just
Oh, I
Sunday.
sold something.
Oh, awesome.
Sorry, not to
What'd you
interrupt
sell?
you.
No, what'd you sell?
It's it's one of those, those like glass blocks and it has like the etched little art inside. It has,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's one of
Mm-hmm.
those. It's a
Yeah.
bigger one
Big one.
and it has like fairies inside.
Oh, cool.
I paid $10 for I think 3 of them at a sale. It was like one big one and a smaller one,
Mm-hmm.
but $12 already just for the one.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
whatever I sell the other one for, I think it was 2
That's
or 3 of
awesome.
them. I'm not sure, but nice. Glad to get that out.
Sweet. Yeah. But I forget what I was gonna say. Oh,
Yeah, sorry,
somebody asked
interrupted.
me for like I had like a little creamer pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
You just reminded me because I did get a question about that like Saturday or Sunday. I wasn't home. It was
Mm-hmm.
Father's Day. I think I was out in the morning and then I went to see my dad. But somebody asked me how many ounces does it hold, and I was like, ugh, but I forgot, so I didn't go look because I usually don't do that because most
I'm
people don't
guilty
care.
of just not responding, but I have
Well,
a pair of
uh-huh.
Miss Me jean
Yeah.
shorts that I just
Mm-hmm.
picked up for $3, but they have like an American flag design. I'm like, this is
Mm-hmm.
perfect for the 4th of July. I've
Mm-hmm.
had 2 people ask me to measure the waist, and I'm like, I need to do that.
Yeah.
So if I sell it, it gets to them in time for the 4th, which
Right.
is two
I would
weeks from today.
I would
So
definitely do it for clothes. I think I
yeah.
would. I mean, unless I forgot like this, but
Hmm.
I've done it for other things, and they don't buy it or they don't say anything else. They're just
Yeah, I
I've
hate
done it
that.
once. I've done it once where they actually bought something. They were like, "What?" They needed like they they wanted something that I didn't measure because I did do
Uh-huh.
measurements. And they're like, they were doing like a specific project or craft. It was some like old little, figurine or something. And they needed to know if it was, I guess, going to fit. And it did. And they bought it
Oh.
and they left good feedback. So I was glad I did that one.
There's
But
just one
sometimes I
time
ignore them.
I had measured some clothes or something, and they asked for like pit to pit, then like from the hem to
Hmm.
whatever, and this and that. And so I did it, and it took me a good probably 10 minutes to do that, and they
Hmm.
just like never responded. I'm like,
Yeah,
this is why I don't like to really respond to inquiries, because I'd
I
rather
know.
sell it to somebody that's not asking a bunch of questions, but I get it because if I was in the seller or the buyer's shoes,
Yeah, with certain clothes. Yeah. Yeah.
um, there's something else I wanted to talk about, but um, I can't remember. Anyways, I don't know what I was gonna say.
I
But
know. Oof.
yeah, we're just yeah,
I,
working and
I'm back on health. I don't want to say
yes, I saw you
diet.
had
This
said
is how
that.
I should be eating. And I
Uh-huh.
shouldn't be eating that crap because I am, I built I have the apple shaped build that gets diabetes. My dad has type 2 diabetes. I
Uh-huh.
mean, he's 82 years old. I love him. I want him around for longer, but he's,
Mhm.
he's done
You
he's
never
done
know.
a good run with that. But it is the reason he's getting these heart problems, and because diabetics get it, get the heart blockages and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I'm eating the way I used to and the way I should be. The last couple, since just before COVID, when I quit my job and everything, you know, I've gone back and forth. I'll have my days or weeks or whatever, but lately I just was eating crap, and I was like, and this was even before my dad. I was like, okay, enough's enough. I I'm getting so fat. And I was just no more carbs for me. So,
The way I like to put it is you're being more mindful,
yeah,
which is what
absolutely.
I'm
I'm
trying to
trying
do
to.
too. Like
Hmm.
I go between I'm a person that my eating habits go back and forth. Like
That's how mine was.
sometimes I'll
Mhm.
binge eat and then I'll feel
Mhm.
guilty and then I will like skip meals. It's a back and forth
Yeah.
thing. But
Mhm.
for me it's like I'm trying to be more mindful because I'm like, oh, I my eyes are bigger than my stomach a lot of the time. But I try to be more mindful because it's just better to do that
Yeah,
and not
I'm
feel
just
miserable and
well, it's like you feel good when you're eating those carbs at first, and then like,
oh yeah,
it's
and then you
starting to feel
feel
like crap. And I don't I don't have any problems. I don't have any back problems, you know. I know a lot of people get to my age and they starts to hurt in places. I don't have any
uh-huh.
problems. I am, however, the way I'm built and all my weight is here. I noticed I was downstairs, I was moving stuff around and bringing stuff in that I bought, and I was like, the my lower back ached a little bit, and that
Mhm.
was part of it. I was like, that's it. I got to lose this weight, and I actually think I've dropped a couple pounds. I haven't got on the scale. It really,
Mhm.
I'll get on it when I know I've lost something. But I can tell by my clothes, like
Uh-huh.
where like certain things how they fit. But I just want to get into it first, the eating, and so so
It's
I
easier
am.
once you make it a habit,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah,
like,
and it
oh,
was it was a habit. And I shouldn't say I'm being a little more strict now because I do want to lose the weight, because
mhm.
for a long time I was pretty good about it, and then every once in a while, like I know your thing, you love pizza, right?
Yes,
That's
pizza
your
is
thing.
my weakness. Fresh pizza.
Uh-huh. And
Yes.
ice cream. Like I i- if I can lose the weight and get like make sure all like when I get my blood tests all my numbers are good, like I'm still going to
Mhm.
have ice cream every once in a while. Like it's just I'm
That's
gonna,
just your
right?
yeah,
That's my
yeah.
thing. But and I know I will. Like it's my weakness. But um this the protocol kind of diet I've been following allows you to have it if it's, not in excess or whatever. But
Mhm.
anyway, yeah, so I am trying. I'm also I did get some of these cuz I got some at
I love
Costco.
those.
I got some at Costco. The only thing I would complain about them is I wish they had a
I literally well, it's
Oh
all
no,
crushed
wait.
now,
This
but
is no
I literally just had one a little bit ago. But
I
I
yeah.
just I just pulled
Which
it out of
one's
my
that
trash
one?
can.
Is that
And this one
the
is the peach mango green tea.
I
It's
had
not
that one
carbonated.
yesterday. That
Yes,
was
that's my
really
favorite.
good.
Yes.
The box I got from Costco, this isn't from Costco. The
Mhm.
box I got from Costco has like 3 flavors. They're fine. They're not the best. Like I like this one. This one's Fuji. This
Mhm.
is sparkling Fuji apple
Yeah, see
pear.
my mom, she likes the sparkling one. She doesn't
Hmm.
like the
I like
non-sparkling
both. I
ones.
liked that tea one a lot.
Yes.
So I
That
was
one's my
at the
favorite.
store, and they had a couple. Um, yeah. So I've been I don't drink soda anymore. Like I did cut soda out years ago. I used to, pound Diet Cokes back in the day when you had to stay when I, you know,
Mhm.
needed to wake up, and I didn't drink coffee back then. But I've been enjoying these. They're not too bad. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
I
have
like
like a
them and
case, but I have them.
they help me to not be super hungry. Like I usually don't eat
Mhm.
breakfast and stuff
Yeah,
like
me
that.
neither.
Sometimes I'll eat lunch, but today, like in particular, I really didn't because I
Yeah.
ate. It was my husband's birthday yesterday, and
Mhm.
I ordered us a bunch of food for dinner,
Uh-huh.
and of course we got like nachos and cheese curds and
Mm.
burgers and wings, and I was like, okay, I ate way too much, and so today I'm kind of my stomach was a bit upset, so I just had a Celsius and I feel good, but it helps me to not want to eat a ton of food for lunch too. It just,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Takes
kind of like
the edge
drinking
off.
tea. Yeah, it makes it so I'm not
Mhm.
super hungry or super
Yeah.
hangry also for lunch. So
Right.
like I
It
could just have a
definitely
small snack for lunch
takes the
instead.
edge off, yeah.
Yeah. But I do like those. There's another one I like that I just tried. I think it's called is peach something, but it was a sparkling one. or it's like tropical peach or something, but
I
it is
can't
sparkling.
remember
It's the only
what's
sparkling one that I actually like. There's some I can only have a couple sips and that's it. But
as long as it's not I'm fine with sparkling, like I said, because I don't drink soda, and like sometimes, especially like in the summertime, it feels
mhm.
like refreshing to me. Because I grew up in the '80s. You drank soda like we drank it all the time. We always had soda in the house.
Yep.
And I say soda. What do you say?
I say soda,
Okay.
or
Some people
I
say
don't usually say pop.
pop. I
And see
know,
where
but I think that's a
my
little
dad,
more north of you. Like I know, like
yeah,
Midwest, like Ohio, Michigan. I think they're pop people, right? Or
and I
maybe like
think
St. Louis, like pop.
yeah, and my dad always said like growing up in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
they always call any kind of soda, they
Yeah,
call it a
Coke.
Coke.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Coke for all of it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, even if it's like you got a Sprite, you call it a Coke.
Yeah.
Or like,
But how do you know?
yeah,
I want a
I don't know.
Sprite Coke. Like
Or
how do you
I
like
guess
we
you
say
just say like,
soda, but it's general. And like when you're
yeah.
ordering, you order a Pepsi, a Coke, a Sprite. Like Coke
I
is
guess
a
when you're
brand name.
ordering,
Yeah.
yeah, you use
You have
whatever.
to use
But
the
like if
name,
it's
yeah.
like, oh, grab me a Coke from the fridge, but if
Yeah.
all you have is say a Sprite or
Mhm.
Fanta or whatever, it's just yeah, I don't know. It'd get confusing. Yeah, I drink a lot of diet soda, and Taco Bell does have Diet Baja Blast,
Oh yeah.
which
I don't think
it's not
I've never
as
had it.
good,
Yeah.
but it's still like if I want to make a better choice. But a lot of times they don't have it here. The Taco Bell here is always running out of stuff. So sometimes like, oh, we don't have it. Do you want the regular? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. Like
Hmm.
I have to. Um,
I still haven't tried it.
oh, it's great. It's
But
great.
yeah, I still haven't tried that stuff. I shouldn't. Too much sugar. I used to drink a lot of Diet Coke, but my favorite diet soda was Diet Dr Pepper because that's the only one that tastes like
I think it's
the
also like
original.
Diet Cherry Coke is also very good.
Yes, because Dr Pepper's kind of like
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
as cherry, but it's kind of in
Mm-hmm.
that same venue. So,
Oh, I guess I could go over comments from the last video.
okay.
All right, we got ABC Matt. Sorry to hear about the family situation, Mo. And then he put SS Ken fainted. Yeah, he's not here today. He's over here. I need to fix that because that does not like to stand up very well. Brian says, I get to meet Mo in 2 months. Oh yeah, because you're going to that game,
Yeah,
aren't
we're
you?
going to the Phillies game. Yeah. Mhm.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Kevin's
Uh
coming. Commonwealth picker, big
yes.
star. I
Yes,
know
you have
there was a
celebrity.
ticket, and Brian was trying to get Dave to come, but I think it was a no go.
Yeah, he said something about if it's a hockey game, he would go, but
Yeah,
honestly, I feel that I'm not a big sports person, so I feel
I
that.
mean, I baseball's the kind of thing you put on
Mm-hmm.
and you do something else. If you're interested, and you
Kind of like
kind of
putting on
can.
TV in the background of a,
Yeah, and you can
yeah.
look up at the score, and if it's exciting, you can watch, and if it's not exciting, you can keep on doing what else you were doing, like listing or something. But
Mm-hmm.
like they do, it is fun at. I don't go often, and but it is fun at the stadiums. I don't know. There's other things, there's things to do and eat. And,
Oh, just sold something else.
my husband goes to. Oh, I wish I did. Only one thing, but hey, that's good for me.
A Ray Dunn
Cause
butter dish,
I am. Oh, cool.
19 plus ship.
I
Nice.
am. I when we get off, I'm gonna go back and continue listing because 5 more things, and I'm back up at 500. I was at 500 until like just after I guess the new year, because like that's
Mm-hmm.
when you know everybody I know all started falling apart and I had taken places, and I just didn't keep up. I haven't been consistent, but I've been
Mm-hmm.
pretty good the last week or so.
That's
So
good.
I've had a few more sales than usual. I'm
Yeah, I've
also
been
still continuing to like divvy up for a whatnot sale. And my goal is, if I find out like when my dad's surgery is, but I want to, and then I'm going to schedule one. And even if I have to move it, I move it. But like at least if I get it on my, do you know what I mean? Like it'll make me
the hardest part, I think, is
do it.
scheduling it.
Mm-hmm. And I think if I schedule it, it'll get me a little more moving on it. Like I have stuff, I have children's book, like I can do a children's book sale. I have like littles, like little toys, jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanna do that, and I'm gonna
That'll be
do
fun.
nerdy picker. She's like, I only go an hour. I was like, you know what? That's what I want to do. I'll
See,
just
for
go an
me,
hour
I've done
because if nobody
whatnots, I think,
comes,
that have been like 3 or 4 hours long.
girl, your watch sale
I've
was
done
like
some.
the bomb, and it went
Oh,
on,
that was
and your
so
Barbie
fun.
sale was good too.
Yeah, that was good. I need to do another. I still have my jewelry sitting here. I need
Hmm.
to get another sale going, but I think maybe probably late July,
Yeah.
maybe. It's
What we
just
need
it's a
to
little too
do,
crazy right now.
what we need to do is get some of the other ladies, and we have one of those, they call them a train, where they just one after the other, and you read,
Yep. Yep.
that would be cool.
That'd be cool.
That would
Yeah.
be
We
cool. But I,
should.
I
We
got to
could
do
do
my
like
first
a
sale first. I want to
yes.
do one.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, after Mo does that, we should all do that.
Hmm.
Um Susquehanna picker put, don't worry about ADHD's simple mind. Is your podcast Joe Rogan? No, but you are doing what you like, enjoying life, and making a buck. We all have different values and opinions. If people just slow down and listen, you may find something useful. It's like Saturday morning yard sales. You may stope? I don't know if I've. You may stop. At
Stop.
10 sales, find nothing, then on the 11th one, you find something golden. Just keep on keeping on. Can't wait to meet ya, Mo, in Philly at the
Oh
game.
yeah, he's coming to the game too. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be
Cool.
cool. Graham Pops Vintage. The monetization changes are only for partial monetization. I believe you still won't get ad revenue, which is what most of us are after. Okay, good to know. I
Well,
didn't know that.
what's partial monetary? I don't understand. What's the difference?
No clue. I haven't even looked it up. And then
What's the grams and pops? What's the difference, Corey? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Like,
Brian said,
how
yeah,
else are
shout
you
out.
getting? How else are you getting paid if it's not like that YouTube ad revenue?
No clue.
I don't know. I pay for YouTube Premium. I don't watch ads anymore. Although I am so behind on all my reseller watching. I've been too stressed, and I just been doing other things and like putting on, reruns of
Mm-hmm.
The Office in the background or whatever. So while I'm trying to do other things.
I
But
need to catch up on YouTube.
Mhm.
I'm watching videos from about 3 weeks ago
Yeah.
now,
Well, I
and
know. I don't think
and
I've seen your. I haven't seen your last one. I haven't watched it.
I
And
just
then I
released
feel that.
a new one today.
Yeah, that one. I didn't watch that yet, and I didn't watch the trash podcast, and I didn't
Yeah,
reseller clickbait podcast yet.
I've I stayed up way too late last night, like 2 a.m. And I keep in mind I used to stay up super late, but
Yeah.
since grad sale season started, I usually go to
Yeah.
bed around 10 to midnight, and then I wake
Hmm.
up around 8 a.m. Well, last night I, for some reason, couldn't sleep, so I stayed up, and then I felt like garbage this morning. But usually, if I'd have been up at my normal time, I would have listened to the Trash to Cash as soon as it
Yeah.
released.
Yeah, I didn't.
Um, what was
I wasn't
There's
home.
something I was going to say about that, but and it's so funny that we were just talking about Celsius, because the flavor I like, I sometimes cannot find it anywhere here. Like, it'll sell out at the gas stations, and then they
Hmm.
have some at the grocery stores.
Yeah.
And then literally like 5 minutes ago, my mom just messaged me. She said, I got you a surprise, sends a picture of a case of peach mango Celsius. And she's
Ooh,
like, I
nice.
went to the gas station next door. I asked the lady how much it was, and she said 99 cents each, which here,
Hmm.
usually them on sale is 2 for 5, so 2.50 a
Yeah.
piece. So my mom just got
Uh-huh.
a whole case
Yeah.
for 99 cents a piece of these Celsiuses. So I'm so
That's
excited.
what I bought. I just wanted to
That's a
try
good
a couple
price.
different flavors.
Yeah.
That's what these were at the grocery store. I think they were 2 for $1. But like, with
Really?
with your card or something. I think it was a special.
Wow.
I think they were. Don't quote me on it. I might be wrong. But I was like, I want to try different flavors. The flavors in the case from Costco were
They're usually
like
like a variety pack,
orange.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 3 flavors. Orange,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is kind of like
There's
Tang.
like a
Have you
mixed
ever had
berry
Tang?
one.
What is it?
Yeah, the orange one isn't my favorite. There's like a mixed berry or like
I
a
think that's
type of a
that's
berry one.
that's in there. I think it's a mixed
That one's
berry.
okay, but I don't like the aftertaste. It's a little too much after a while. I'm like, eh.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I drink one Celsius drink. I'm trying to think. The orange one tastes like Tang, which I used to drink when I was a kid.
Yeah, I don't like that one that much.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite, so I don't know if I'll get a case again. I'm not sure. The mixed berry, like I wish they had different flavors in there. Oh, it's like watermelon strawberry, I think is the other one. I
That
think.
sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. I mean, they're okay as long as it's not fruit punch. I'm I will probably drink it. Some will not be my favorites. I will like some more than others, but as long as it's not like a fruit punchy favorite.
I love fruit punch type stuff.
Oh man. When I was a kid, the smell, and I think maybe, okay, I used to get car sick all the time. I
Mm-hmm.
think I think I threw up Hawaiian Punch once, and just like I
Uh,
can smell it right now, and it's like it's giving me goosebumps because it's
ugh.
so gross to me. Ugh. And that was like the big thing when I was a kid. You got like juice would come in cans, you know?
Mm-hmm. I remember
And
bug juice when I was growing up. That was my thing.
what's that?
It's called bug juice. Bug
Mm.
juice or hogwash. It's just like a little cute little bottle like this big.
Oh.
And it's usually like colorful juice. And it was just I don't know
Oh,
if
was it
it's
like a
around
little
anymore.
plastic barrel bottle
Little
thing?
little
Did it look like a
not
barrel?
like
Oh.
no, not the barrel ones. This is
Yeah.
like if you Google it. Oh, actually, if I see a case of it on eBay. $58 each. But if you look up bug juice, it's a cute little bottle. It's got a cute little spider on it and a cute little caterpillar. There's all different colors. Oh my gosh. I remember. It's so weird that these are still on
I
here. I
don't
could get the
remember
fruity
that.
punch one.
You were drinking that and I was like, have had a baby. Bug juice. Oh, okay, I see it.
It's so cute,
I
the
don't remember
bottle.
that.
Like
Yeah,
it's
they are
so
cute.
I wonder where
The-
this person got them. Or if they still make it or what. But anyways.
yeah. Well, we like when I was a kid, like grape juice and used to come in like so think of like a big giant can like of that you like like that you would like a restaurant
Yeah.
size can of something that you would,
Uh-huh.
vegetables or whatever. Tomato sauce. That's what they came in big cans like that. And you had to use
Uh-huh.
the opener. Yes,
Huh.
Juicy Juice was the best, but like
Oh
Hawaiian Punch,
yeah, I used to have juicy juice too.
yeah, Juicy Juice was
My mom used to
good.
buy me that. And it's the kind you have to like mix in a pitcher of
No,
water.
oh
Because
no,
it's like
see
concentrate.
this was in the can. It always tasted better. My sisters and I, because they still sell Juicy Juice in a bottle,
Uh-huh.
and we were talking about it once. And I bought some so we could have it. We were like reminiscing. I was like, I think it tasted better in the can. But we're hose water drinking
Probably.
kids, so yeah, it probably had like
Huh.
real sugar and not, high fructose corn syrup and stuff like that.
So, oh yeah, one thing I wanted to get to in this, I want to do a little self-promotion part where we can talk about
Yes.
all of our social medias. So, of course, you and I together, we have Flippin' Fantastic Podcast. We're only on YouTube,
We
right?
are
As of
getting
right
on
now.
there because I have everything ready to go. I'm gonna upload and then upload this one. So
Okay, so we're on YouTube for this, and then we
hmm
also have for the podcast, we also have like a buy me a coffee link. That's for both of us. And
hmm
then you have, I guess you can talk about what links you have. I don't know.
I
Like
have
what
a
social
I have
medias you've
I
got?
am Mo87 official on everything. Well, I'm on uh basically just Instagram, which I always forget about, and YouTube, but I don't have anything up on YouTube yet. I who was
One
talking
day,
about it?
it's
Like
coming.
the death pile of video clips. Like I have that. I just have to put something up. Something
I think
always
that was
comes up.
Corey that said that because he's like,
Yeah.
"How much footage is too much?" I'm like,
Yes.
"Well, I mean, then you got a bunch of footage for winter too, especially with
Uh-huh.
the way our weather is. Like winter, there's nothing to do."
Yeah.
Um,
So I do have an
okay.
Instagram. I try and remember to post on there, but I don't. And that's that's all for me for at the moment. I'm trying to, yeah.
Oh, and your Whatnot. You probably have a Whatnot account
I
set
do
up.
have a Whatnot. It's the same name, and I will be scheduling um maybe by the end probably by the end of July. That's when
Okay.
I am going to try and I am going to schedule one. I'm going to schedule one like the end of July. So I have it scheduled and it's in my head and I'm ready to go. But um a couple things coming up, surgeries, and we're supposed to go on vacation and stuff, so I will, yes.
Okay.
So,
And then I'm trying to think. So I've got Inked Picker on eBay.
mhm.
I've also got a Mercari, but I just kind of use it for cross posting. And honestly, I haven't made a sale on Mercari in months. I don't even know if I've made a sale on Mercari this year, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've heard
YouTube,
mixed
Inked
things about
Picker.
Macari at the moment. I was
Yeah,
cross listing and I sold a bunch of stuff right away and then I didn't sell anything after
I've
a
had like the
while.
same maybe like 30 items on there,
Mm-hmm.
not much interest. Um, Inked Picker YouTube, like I said just this morning, well today's Tuesday the 20th. I just released a video. I usually try to do about 2 videos a week.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of post whenever I don't really have a schedule. Then of course we have the podcast here. I've also got Inked Picker, Instagram, Whatnot, and then on my Linktree I also have my Twitch account, but I haven't streamed in so long because I've just been busy. I've kind of put that energy into my business rather than
Mm-hmm.
streaming on Twitch. Um, and I also wanted to put on here because by the time this comes out, I'll probably announce it on my channel. But I do have an Inked Picker website now. It's just inkedpicker.com. And I have my stickers for sale on there, which you
Yay.
helped me test that out, Mo, and I did just ship out your sticker today.
Yay.
Um, and my husband helped me out with that too, because he knows how to build websites way better than I do. I tried to do it myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I was struggling. It was difficult. I thought about doing a big cartel, like I think Dave has one. I think
Mm-hmm.
maybe Kevin does too.
Yeah,
But I wanted to have my own
maybe.
website, set it all up myself, so that way if like say I have more merch or something, I don't have limits really. I just have to pay for the website.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we got that on there. I do have one video on there. It's just my one of my most popular videos is just embedded on the website too. So
Cool.
that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I said Whatnot already. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Whatnot.
I don't do Twitter. I don't do Facebook for Inked Picker. But yeah, I
Mhm.
do have a TikTok too, but those are really old videos if you want to find them, but it's probably not the best stuff,
I
to be
have one. I
honest
don't
with you.
post anything on there. I just go on there to look at, you know,
I have like 2,000
funny
followers
shit.
on
Wow,
TikTok,
that's awesome.
but because someone shouted me out one time and then I got a ton of followers, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun for a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's all I got. I don't know what else you want to talk about. I know you'd mentioned there's maybe something you wanted to talk about.
I forget. Let me see.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
I
think what
know.
else.
And I've been I've like I go back and forth. Like again, I'm on the East Coast, so I'm not nice and centrally located where, shipping's a little easier. Like
Hmm.
I sold something to California. It wasn't anything big, so it wasn't um so they didn't pay a whole lot in shipping. I did, because and I have every last year fourth quarter I switched everything because when they jack the rates up in the fourth quarter, USPS, I switched everything to Parcel Select, Ground, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Most everything. Except for like First Class and a few things that I knew I would keep priority for, like, because they're expensive, more expensive or whatever. And I think I got more sales that way, especially fourth quarter, because my pricing was more competitive, all around. Because, they, priority got, it was a good $2 plus in some cases, depending on what zone it's going to, So anyway, I have hardly watched anything, and here's why I'm behind on some things, is because I like to watch the people I know. I like to watch on my computer because I like to leave. I like to thumbs up and leave a comment or something, because hopefully to help your algorithm. But like, I do watch stuff on the TV when I'm doing other things. Like, I'll put YouTube on, but like yours, I have watched yours on the TV, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go back and leave her a thumbs up, and I know I haven't, I mean, at least you get the
I
view
do the
hours,
same thing and forget.
yeah. But I do like to watch those, like, on my tablet or computer or whatever. But I was doing something, and I watched Shed Flips maybe from a week ago or so. And they were talking about, somebody asked them a question, and I was like, wow, that didn't even cross my mind. So I put Parcel Select as the first one. Now lately, it's not always cheaper than Priority. Priority's cheaper. But I don't know that, because I don't know where it's going. But they had a question from somebody, and they answered it, and they're like, yeah, it should. They said they've been saying it for years. It should show the buyer. Like, if you pick, if it's buyer paid shipping, and whatever you pick, you could pick all of them if you wanted to, USPS, UPS, and different things,
FedEx,
Priority,
if you wanted to.
Yeah. If, and it, how, like, when you look at the listing, it shows you what I've selected first, which in my case is most likely, if it's, over £1, it's Parcel Select.
Right.
But they're like, why doesn't it show the buyer the cheapest? Yeah, why doesn't it? Like, why is eBay working on letting buyers on one-off buys of, like, vintage, used, whatever items, put pictures in a review? Why are they working on that and not working on something that would benefit everybody?
Right.
Because, so I
don't know if I've come across that episode yet, because I don't remember hearing this.
Maybe it was from a long time ago. Because sometimes if I'm watching on the TV, you know how it just kind of goes to another video.
Yeah.
So I don't know when it was from. So I should say I was watching it, but I don't know if it was a recent one for them, if it was super recent or not. But yeah. But I was like, oh my God, this is so true, because I'm struggling with it, because now, because USPS has lowered some rates. Like, I sent a box of Christmas lights. They were like £3. I sent them to they went to California this weekend. I went and since they went to, I probably would have just put them in a bag if they were going close by, but since they were going across the country, I put them in another box, just for added, because the outside box is flimsy. So I went in to print the label, and Priority was like a couple bucks cheaper than Parcel Select.
Wow.
And so I mean, that's what
as a £3 package.
Priority. Yeah. Yes, it was £3, and it was cheaper. And I was like, this is madness. Like, that's what code you should be writing, eBay. I know nobody from eBay is listening to this. But eBay, that's the code you should be writing, because it does it benefits us, it benefits the buyer, because, and then we don't have to, like, I'm like, what should I do? Should I move my stuff back to, see, if I'm at the point right now is, if I go, I mean, I can bulk edit, but if I do it and put everything back to priority, that's over £1. But then in a couple months, they're going to jack the rates up again, and I'm just going to have to do it all over again.
Yeah.
I do
Bit of a
put
pain.
parcel select, and then I put as a second choice, I do put priority if anybody wants it faster. My experience, though, with parcel select at the moment is that it's just as fast. Like, people are getting things within 2 to 3 days. It may not have that 2-day, more of a guarantee from UPS, but USPS.
Sometimes it doesn't make it anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So I have, nothing has taken I think sometimes it's like 2 to 6, I forget what it is, 2 to 5 days, 2 to 6 days, 2 to 8 days. I don't know.
Ooh, just sold
maybe
something
8
else.
days is the medium. Girl, I'm all like, yeah, I sold something, and you're like, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Hey, that's fine, because I am trying so hard to reach 1,500 items, because I know I've never had that many items before. But I'm selling stuff also at the same time, so I'm like really pushing. Yeah, it's like that's my goal, is to get to 1,500. Because
I'm trying to get to 500. I will be at 500 by the end of today. I want to get over 500. I should have been at 1,500 by now. Like, but I'm,
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm way far away.
One day,
but someday.
But we're also keeping a really good sell-through rate. I'm seeing also. I've been kind of paying more attention to the numbers. Like, when you go to the main page on the app, it tells you how many's active and how many sold. So I'm at 1,443 active and now 501 sold. So I have about a 33% sell-through rate, which isn't great, but
that's actually pretty good.
Well, that's within the past 90 days too.
Yeah,
like 33% of it, but I also price some stuff a little bit higher, because you just never know. So there's some things I list that sell within 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, that was probably supposed to be a little bit more money, but that's okay.
I don't even want to tell you what mine is. I have like a 10% sell rate at the moment.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's okay though.
That's because, and you know what? It's the last, like, well, it's like the last 2 months. I had a couple months ago. I was doing really good. It just kind of went downhill from there. But I'm getting it back up. I'm getting momentum.
We're getting there. We should update our numbers every podcast now, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, talk about our numbers.
I don't want to show them. That's so embarrassing. But it is 10%.
It would kind of keep us accountable. So then I'm like, hey, I mentioned I wanted to be at 1,500. Maybe my goal would be to do that by next week, because easily I could, but it's also keeping up with listing as many as I'm selling.
Oh, and I sold something, so now I have to list 6 things to get to 500. I'm 494 at the moment. I've been hovering between, like, over the last several months, between, like, I was up over 500 for a long time, and but now I've been hovering at like the 475 to 490 for a long time. Ugh.
And I saw Graham Pops, they're posting about their death pile yesterday, and I was like, I'll come help with them. Like, I have my own death pile too to deal with that I'm trying to get through.
Oh yeah, they're like, you wanna come help us? I'll be like, how much you pay?
Yeah, so
yeah, my death pile is enormous, which is why I don't really need to source so much. But it is nice for the winter to have stuff that you bought for super cheap. Because I mean, I'll still go to Goodwill's, and thrift stores around here, but you can be more picky and selective,
Yeah, I've only been going to Goodwill like once a week, just because I've been going and I haven't been finding like anything, and I'm just so overpaying what they want.
Yeah, and I wonder
And
if
it's
it's
not even
too
that great.
it's summertime because people, instead of giving stuff away, are selling it at their garage, you know? So that might be part of it.
But that's
I'm
what typically happens for me is in the
Mhm.
summer I don't usually go to Goodwill unless I'm really stressing for items, but I have so much stuff.
Yeah.
I have like 3 consoles I need to test. I have a couple VCRs I need to test that I know will bring in good money if they
Mhm.
work, but it's just that the
Oh, I have
testing
a
them is always the hardest. Did I just
I don't know what Wii
Okay,
U's go for, but I have one of those I gotta sell.
I had one and
Mhm.
actually sold it at a garage sale I did last
Mhm.
year before my friend had moved away. Was it last year? Anyways, but I had one, but I sold
Mhm.
it for quite a bit. It had a
Yeah.
couple games with it
I have a
too,
bunch
over
of
a hundred
games.
bucks.
Okay. Well, it was my my parents my parents babysat my son, so he went to like preschool and stuff when he was old enough, but like they
Mm-hmm.
watched him, so I had like we paid no daycare. We gave them some money, but they when he was like little, they bought that, and my dad would play. They would play Mario Kart or whatever on there,
Mm-hmm.
and he liked to play with the little, because I had that little controller, and they were like, my mom's like, nobody plays with this anymore. And then my sister had my niece, and she would play with it. Nobody plays with
Mm-hmm.
it anymore because they have their other stuff. But I was like, well, I'll sell it.
'Cause I don't think they make anything for the Wii U anymore, and it so
No.
makes it a little bit
Mm-mm.
more valuable, I
Yeah,
think.
I don't think they do
Um,
either. It wasn't super popular, I don't think. Was it ever?
I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
Hmm. Um,
And I'm selling a bunch of
any
Kindles. I have a bunch of Kindles and an old
Ooh,
phone of mine I put up, but it's only gonna get like $50.
I haven't
The
listed at all
Android.
today. I've been wanting to list, like I said, bigger items to
Mm-hmm.
get them out of here, but also like I said, my trailer's all disheveled right now, so I don't want to put more
Oh yeah.
things in it until I
Mm-hmm.
get it all sorted out because I need to like really do that. So I thought about doing some of my jewelry that I have here and
Yeah.
maybe making my whatnot pile, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll have to see. I've got a lot of stuff I want to accomplish today, and that's always how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else that might have happened. Oh, here's one thing I wanted to talk about. So I got a feedback. It was actually a neutral feedback on
Mm-hmm.
my eBay account. It was for a. And it's so funny that I'm talking about this now because then someone else just messaged me regarding this. But it was a Victory Motorcycles vest that I
Mm-hmm.
sold. Um, didn't get any messages back, so I assumed it was all good. Then I got a neutral saying this is a small 3X because it was size
Oh, okay.
3X
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
men's. And then all they say is neutral and it says this is a small 3X. So I'm like, well, that sucks. Um, there's this thing on eBay. If you go to your regular seller hub, go
Mm-hmm.
to help and contact, then you go in there and you type like feedback removal.
Yeah.
Or no, there's on there request to remove feedback. Then on there, it'll show up any neutral or negative, and you can
Mm-hmm.
actually go through and request removal. You can put your reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I've done that through here, which I've done it
Yeah.
probably 3 or 4 times, either for a neutral or a negative,
Mm-hmm.
each time it's gotten removed within
Oh,
five
okay.
minutes.
Oh wow.
I'm just telling everybody because it's so amazing how fast it goes through. But it's so funny because Corey and Teresa just had a negative come through, and I told them to
Mm-hmm.
try it, and Teresa just messaged me a minute ago saying they removed it, or like
That's
she
cool.
responded to me. And so keep that in mind, guys, because I take
I
pride in having 100% positive as of right now.
Yeah.
So you
I
know,
didn't. I had one neutral about a year ago. It was more than a year ago because it's already off. I didn't bother with it because it doesn't
mm-hmm,
affect your 100%. Um, it was it was weird. So it was this scarf, right?
uh-huh,
And I and it's like it was like a vintage scarf, and it was probably like it wasn't real silk, but it was like a silky material, probably like some sort of nylon polyester,
mm-hmm,
blend kind of thing going on. And it was all wrinkled when I got it, so I took like a little steamer and I steamed it. And I don't know if like if you've ever noticed this, but like sometimes those fabrics, when you do that, they get a little bit, they smell like you've just ironed it, or in this case, steamed it. You
Mm-hmm.
know that smell?
Like kind of like a heat smell, like a
Yeah, yeah. And,
yeah.
so whatever. It just smells like, to me, that's what stuff like that smells like when you iron it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the fabric anyway. It's like, this is a non-smoking home. I don't have any smells, like that. And I sold it's like it was like a big shawly kind of scarf. Like it was like an Asian thing going down. It
Mm-hmm.
has little pockets. I actually just bought another one just like it. But
Really?
I told some lady that lived on Park Avenue in New York City, and she left me a neutral and was like, it's nice, but it has a funny smell. I'm like, lady, it's called ironing. But I didn't. I was like, it was like when I first restarted selling, and I was kind of like, ugh,
Oh.
and I was like upset, and I was like, it's just a neutral, it doesn't do anything. So I just
Yeah, that's the
I
thing.
got off, I let it be, and I went.
I
Because I
mean, I
don't know if they
guess I
would take
kind
the
of
smell one off. I don't know.
yeah, and I guess I don't know how I feel about eBay offering neutrals. I guess it can avoid some negatives, but it's like have it
Yeah.
be positive or negative. Like this is the only platform I've seen like a neutral
Yeah.
feedback option.
Yeah. I also wish it was, I do 30-day free returns.
Mm-hmm.
I have that turned on. To me, knock on wood, it's not that big a deal. I don't get that many returns. So when I do, I just eat it. It is what it is. But I was mad that time that one came back smelling like cigarette smoke.
Yeah, I
It's
also actually had a negative, or not a negative, but just a feedback
Mhm.
mentioning a slight cigarette smell. But I remember I had used some of the bubble wrap that I
Yeah.
had
Oh,
that
okay. Yeah.
supposedly smelled like it. So I was
Yeah.
like, dang it. But it was like, I'd use a little piece to like just keep it from rattling.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't
Yeah.
like I wrapped the whole thing in the cigarette
Mm-hmm.
bubble wrap, but
Yeah.
apparently it still smells like it because it's been sitting
Yeah.
in my garage and we don't
That's
smoke. So,
that stinks. Oh
or,
well. But yeah. So
so anyways.
I don't mind it, but I do think for like used items and marketplace, I think 30 days is excessive to be able to return something. I think it's excessive. I know you can change that policy, but if you
Mm-hmm.
put it up there, you get like more of the discounts and all that kind of stuff. And you can be top rated and all, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So top rated plus whatever. So you're kind of, I mean, I know some people don't do it. Some people have no returns on there. And I just think like you're going to have to take the return anyway, so you might as well put it on there because um then at least you get the benefit
Yeah.
of being like top rated plus or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see the point in not putting it, is what I'm saying. Um I guess I don't know, what do you have on yours?
Mine are buyer pays returns, but
Okay.
of course, if they do an item as described, it comes out of my pocket.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But I
Yeah.
haven't had a return in a while. I
Yeah,
did
I
have an
haven't.
item break recently, but I just refunded.
Yeah.
But
I've only
whatever.
had that one that was the last one I had. I don't even remember what it was because it came back smelling like she just right
Oh
into
yeah,
it.
yeah,
She
yeah,
blew
yeah.
smoke right
Yep.
into it. I can't remember what it was. It was like a
It
hard good or something.
was yeah, it was an electronic. I thought. Oh, it was a
It was an
a hole
electronic.
punch.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm glad I have a younger co-host who can
usually,
remember this
usually
stuff.
my memory is really bad, but I remember this.
I remember, but like I sucked it up, but because I thought maybe I could probably fight the shipping cost because it came back smelling like smoke, but it wasn't worth. Ultimately, I was like,
It's
I'm
just not
not
worth
even.
the stress.
Yeah, but I do have I have free shipping on there, and like I said, I rarely, knock on wood, get returns. but I mean, you have to have. I think you have to have some. I think it's. I don't know. Not having returns on there, I think is. I mean, I'm sure other people have their reasons, and if you have your reasons, let us know down in the comments because I'd like to know
Yes.
why you have no returns or why you have buyer pays or why you have whatever you have that's not returns. Because I don't see the point. I do think that 30 days is excessive. You know, we're selling used goods. I'm not selling brand new electronics for, I mean, sometimes people are selling new things, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
we are still the used market, a used marketplace. And honestly, unless I know it's brand new, spanking new, I put used and I might put like seems unused in the description, you know, or appears
Just to
unused, you
avoid
know.
conflict with
Exactly.
condition.
But to have 30 days, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of, you know, especially with clothing sellers, you know,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of, you know, because it's not like there's tags on it
Yep.
if it's used that, you know, like when you take it back to, you know, Kohl's or something and they're, or
Mm-hmm.
Macy's and they're like, well, where's the tags? You know,
Yep.
30
Yep.
days, you wore that prom dress already, you know, you can't return it now. I don't know. I think I don't understand it. And I know some of these newer marketplaces, but you know, you're like you said, you're not selling much on Macari. Like Macari's is like 4 days. Like you have 4 days to say
Mm-hmm.
it was good, leave feedback, and or no, and I'm gonna return it. Or I think it's 4 days, right?
Their return policy is a bit different though.
Yeah.
Like you can't return for like if it doesn't fit or anything like that.
Right. That's Poshmark
Or
too, right?
something.
You can't. I know
Yep.
Poshmark you can't.
I don't know about Poshmark, but I know
I thought
for
the no fit was Poshmark. And Macari, you have to request it within that like very short
that
frame
time
after
frame.
it's delivered. You know, it's not 30 days, it's like a couple, and then 30 days turns into 6 weeks because what they have like a week or two after that to once they request to actually send it back to you.
Yeah.
So, you know, and if they send it on that last day that they had, they've had it for a long time. I mean,
Oh wow.
and knock on wood again, I've never had anybody that's done that. I've never had anybody wait like 30 days or anything and but
I have had someone open it on the last day.
wow,
That's
really?
so infuriating. Yes.
That's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Like you should know by now, you know, that you don't want it. And if, you know, and we're not again not selling new stuff, so if it's broken after
Yeah.
you've used it for 30 days, sorry. It's your fault. But yeah, so I would like to know people's return
Opinions.
policy
Yes, what they
reasonings.
do
Yeah.
for their business.
Mhm. Yeah. It's not a one size fits all. I know that, but I don't know that anybody would disagree that 30 days is excessive. Maybe you do. I don't know.
Let us know.
Mhm.
That's all I got.
Yep, me too. I am good. I'm starting to get warm in here because I turned that light on. It's also it's like it's not very warm outside. Like I mean, it's in the 70s. It's almost 80 degrees out, but it's humid outside, so like the air isn't kicking on as much.
It is very
And it
humid
gets warmer up
outside
here.
here
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
hot and I need to go paint some more of my trim
Oh,
and
have
I'm
fun.
not looking forward to it, but it's going to dry it really fast cuz I did some last night
Mhm.
and since it was cooling down, it took forever to dry. So, now that it's hot out, it'll be good. So,
Yeah. Have fun.
get some of that done today.
I have to do that, but I don't know when I'm going to get to it.
I
Maybe
just
later.
gotta do
Maybe in the
it.
fall. Yeah,
See, I would
I
like to
don't
do
want
it in
to.
the winter, but it's just I don't want to do it all inside because the cats and the dog and
Right.
keeping them away and
I can do it whenever. Last time I did a major painting project, we did it in the winter, but my kitchen really needs it and my bathroom really needs it. My bathroom's not that big. That won't take that long. Here's the problem at my house. We bought it from the builder. It was like a model house when they built this neighborhood, and the builder owned it and he rented it for years. We have a bunch of companies around here where like DuPont, where people used to transfer in and out all the time. So I think people that were living here were like DuPont employees, like, and DuPont used to pay and all that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So before we bought it, he had it professionally painted, which was awesome because it was just wait, and you just could wait and do, you know what I mean? Didn't have to worry about like, that it looked like crap or anything. The trim is all painted in oil-based paint. And the doors. So you have to like sand and prime and all kinds of nuts. So that's the only
oil-based paint.
Now all downstairs is done, but upstairs we didn't do all the trim, and we've lived here for like, I don't blame you, because I mean some of these rooms we didn't use, but it's just such a nightmare. And even in the kitchen, which I've painted like twice already, and this could be like, you know, more than twice. Well, like I said, we didn't paint when we first moved in because it was painted. It wasn't what I would pick. It was just an off-white, but, you know, save some money. But even in the kitchen, after painting several times, the door, like to our pantry, like where you touch, like around the doorknob, just still peels off the latex paint or whatever it is. Yeah. So don't ever use oil-based paint. I mean, it looked nice.
I remember using it once to paint the trim in my bedroom at my parents' house, and I just remember like that brush was just done for, because you have to get like that special stuff.
Yeah, you need like mineral oil or something, or mineral spirits to get it off.
Yep. And I'm like, nah,
it looks nice.
I just like my water-based paint.
It probably stays on longer because it has lasted on trims and parts of our house that we don't like use as much, you know, that weren't people's bedrooms or anything. They're just rooms. But then when you go to paint it, it's a giant pain in the butt. So yeah. Anyway, I always go off topic when you're like, I'm ready to go. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. That's fine. I go off topic again. Yeah. Go get your painting done.
Yes.
I'm going to get my listings up to at least 500, maybe 501. Ooh.
We'll keep us accountable next week.
Yes.
You want to get to 500, I want to get to 1,500.
Yeah.
So next week we gotta come back.
We'll come back with our numbers. See if we did it. Yes. Also, I'm hoping that my sell-through rate will be a little bit better than 10%.
That's okay.
I haven't even looked at it. See, you made me look at it. Now I'm like,
and now you're like,
oh, terrible. And my 90-day total is terrible. And I knew it was because my 90-day total was like, it was awesome. Like last year into the beginning of this year. And then I've taken a nosedive.
I'm pretty happy with mine. I'm trying to get it to a certain number though.
You're good. Yeah. I mean, well, you're like selling left and right. I'm just, I'm trying to get my store back to life.
Just listing.
I'm resuscitating it.
It's getting there. It's getting there.
The last 2 shows, I've sold something during the show. So
yes,
yay.
That's good. That's something.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right, guys. Get to listing, get to selling, get to sourcing.
And we will see you. Yes, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.